Hello everyone and welcome back to Mind Your Venture. I have a lot I'd like to cover today. I've been off for a little while, been a little bit busy at work. We were building a nice size crane for a company. But anyway, I know I've been doing some videos on these. So these are the next two in the series. And if I get some time, I'll put together a video on this. This is the Warrior series, Legendary Warrior series of rounds, and they are amazing. This one here is Sitting Bull, and I just received this one in. Another amazing looking round. This has been a great series to collect. There's 3 more to go. I do plan on getting them if the price of silver stays down enough for me to be able to afford it. I will be getting the rest of these in the series. And speaking of something I have never received before, this is my first ever Germanian coin that I decided to go ahead and just bite the bullet and get some. They are just beautiful, amazing detail on these coins here. And I did get this one here because it kind of goes together and makes a neat little coin together with the front and back of the coins there. So really cool. And I know I've been talking a lot about fractional, which recently that's all I've been really able to afford when I go to the coin store. I've been picking up fractional silver. I just happened to stop by a location and they had a bunch of these here. These are 1/200th ounce of gold, and he had these on sale right at about spot pricing. And I know it's hard to see the detail, but these things are super small, and he had these right at spot price, which is hard to find when you're looking for fractional gold. So I picked up a few of those. They were only $22 a piece when I made the purchase. And those Germanian ones I got from here. So I went on to Whatnot, and this is where I got those 2 coins from. And you can see here, it's pretty cool. He's got a card here, and he's got a 1 gram silver bar inside of his card. Thought that was really cool, and you know, that was a pretty neat deal. I've also spent a lot of time working with my 3D printer. I've been making some chessboards. You can probably see this one back here that I have. You may have seen some of my shorts. I put a little video out on some of these, but really cool detail on these. I really like the pawns. They have a lot of detail in the armor. So anyway, to get to the main point of the video, I've been talking a little bit about how to do profit taking when you're purchasing your silver or your gold or anything else that you purchase for investment. So I've done it with some of my other investments that I've done over the years. I've taken out my initial investment and taken that money as profit in and sold off my initial amount of money that I put into either the stock or the cryptocurrency. Have not really done that with silver. Now I have in the past sold some of my kilo coins that I had, and I did that to use that money for other investments that I had going, and it was a good time to do profit taking on that. So what does that mean when you take profit on an investment? Well, if you just this year, I'm going to go through this chart. I'm going to show you guys what you could do and how this would work. So as you can see here, I got January 2025, and this is the spot price for silver every single day throughout its opening and closing. So, and you can see here, $50 a week is what I am going to use as a number to put in here for the amount of purchase power you're going to have going into that coin store or wherever it is that you pick up your silver. So you can see here, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger for you. The price of silver on January 1st was $28.97 with a $2. I'm going to use $2 because that's what I always live by, trying to get your purchase around $2 or less of spot price. I try to do that every single time I go in. Now, you know for sure I did not do that with these here or with these here. There was no way I was going to be able to get those at that price. So these are more of my collectible stuff that I like to do. So really can't use that a whole lot. But as we look at this chart here, we can see that as we move down, the prices fluctuate every single week. And I did this for, as you can see, the whole entire year to date. I went through September 29th. And what I'm going to show you here is if you go in every single week and you buy $50 worth of silver, this is going to show you, and you can see here in this row, this is how many ounces of silver you can get for that price. So 1.02 at $48.81, which is $2 over spot price. Now, the coin store I go to, I can typically get $1, and recently I've been picking up a lot of the junk silver, and I've been able to get that at a really good deal. He's been selling it to me right at spot price, even sometimes below spot price, because he's trying to dump it and get rid of it as quickly as possible. So he's selling it at a really good deal. It's what most people brought in over this last few months when the silver price spiked. They were dumping a lot of the junk silver and actually hanging on to their rounds and their eagles and other stuff at this particular store. Now, I know all the stores out there are different, and each coin store has a unique group of people that come in every week and do purchases and sell their gold and their silver precious metals. But basically, as you can see here, I went through and pulled out at the end of the first week, every single week, you can see that I went in and made a purchase on silver with this amount. So we're going to use that number and we're going to see how much you spent. So going through and doing that spot price would have been $1,337.86. You would have spent $1,413 because you're paying for that store to stay in business, basically, with that $2 over spot. So now, with that $50 that you would have been spending, it would have been $1,900 you would have spent, and you would have received 51 ounces of silver for that for those purchases. So now that means that your overall purchase for the year was $36.78. So your overall buy-in, your spot price is $36.78. So now if you're trying to sell this back to the store, you're probably only going to be able to sell your stuff back for $1 to $2 below the spot price. And so what that's going to look like is if you decided to sell 1/5 of your overall, and you can see here I have your 51 ounces divided by 5. That's going to give you 10.33 ounces. You're going to get almost $500 back, because I'm going to go $1 behind spot on that, and you're going to see here that spot price today is $48.62, and the price of your overall purchase is going to end up being, or your sale is going to end up being just shy of $500. So what that does is it reduces your overall cost of what you paid for your silver. So you could be selling 1/5 of your overall, which is 10 ounces. So you'd be left with about 40 ounces of silver. Your 40 ounces of silver at spot price So you'd still be holding $1,900.44. So you're basically now at what you actually spent, or what the total was for the whole entire purchase. At $50 a week, you would have spent $1,900. Now, you are selling off and getting $500, which is about a quarter of that, and you're still going to be left with your initial purchase. So you're going to have $500 in profit that you took, and still have $1,944 in silver still remaining, even though you only spent $1,900. So you're taking your profit, selling off 1/5 of your stack. You're still able to hold everything that you, your total investment worth is still going to be that $1,900, even though you sold off your initial amount of profit, which is $491. So overall, that's kind of how it works. These are general numbers, but this is going in every single week and making a purchase. So I wanted to share that with you all out there to let you know how it works, give you a little bit of breakdown on how that works, just so you can see and understand how you can make profit and take profit off your investment. So as always, everyone, I do encourage you out there, continue to keep stacking, continue to keep getting that precious metal, whether it's in silver or whether it's in gold. If you can get some fractional, it's really good if you can do that. These are really cool little coins here that I picked up, and they're all a little bit different. You can see this one here was different than than this one here. They're really cool, and I got these at a really good price, but that's because I try to shop around as much as I can to get the best deal that I can for the silver that I purchase and the gold that I purchase. So don't be discouraged out there. The prices fluctuate all the time. And I know right now we went from, closing in on $55 and it dropped all the way down to $48. But don't be discouraged. Continue to purchase that silver, continue to stack. You'll see your profits go up over time. And if you need to, from time to time, you can sell off and get some of your profits back. Take some of those profits and use it to do other investments, or just use it to go on a trip or whatever that you're stacking for. Everybody has their own reasons for stacking. But as always, everyone out there, keep on stacking, onward and upward.
There once was a man that stacked silver, so he called himself an investor. But the silver he had was not enough, so he stacked it more and more. Soon then the increase comes, shiny, glittery, and in large sums. Now when the stacking's done, he loved it more and more.